Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL NT coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season. We're live here from Cazalys Arena here in Darwin on Larrakia country. Round 5 action of the Men's Premier League competition this evening, and it's between the home side, the Palmerston Magpies, taking on the Wanderers. My name is George Scoufezis, and I'm joined in commentary tonight by Clint Firth. And first of all, Clint, how are you feeling this evening?
Yeah, good, thanks, George. Good. Ladder position at this stage, not too relevant. I think this one could be a close one.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got Palmerston currently sitting in 3rd, and of course with the Wanderers picking up their first win of the season, currently sit in 8th, but that win coming over no bigger than the Premiers in St Mary's.
Yep, and a few big omissions, I think, for Palmerston. Eddie not listed to play, and so, also
captain,
and last year's Nichols medalist, Guthrie, also not listed. So a few new names. I called Palmerston a couple of weeks ago. A few new names on this team sheet. Wanderers look pretty strong.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, expecting a really, really close one.
I am too. Bit of a major omission, I think, from the Wanderers side would have to be their co-captain, perhaps, and Braden McLean. And I did like some of Shane Thorne's work the other week as well. So
yeah,
you're missing that.
So first bounce, the young fella there, Josh Cooper, off to a shocker, and he's going to call it back and throw it up. Buckland up against Whack. Whack wins it. Joe Farah can't take it. The Wanderers player there charges through, only as far as Whack. Onto the boot, taken there by Davey, drilled forward there by Green, and the mark there taken by Phil Wills. He goes to centre half forward, but only as far as that man Brodie Newman, and he takes his first contested intercept mark of the night. I'm sure there'll be a few of them, George.
Yep, absolutely. And bit of a mix-up here, and it's going to a free kick to Palmerston. First shot on goal.
Yeah, not sure what that was for.
They won't mind. Looks like Rigney on the ball.
Rich Taylor doesn't look pleased with the decision, but Rigney gets the free kick, and he's going to kick from about 45 metres out. It will be a dream start for Palmerston. So Rigney from 45 on his left boot, never on target, through for the first score. So in the women's game just before this, Palmerston Magpies played Wanderers, and they got their second win of the season. So 11 goals 14 to the Wanderers 3 goals 1. So congrats to the Palmerston girls. Not a massive crowd in George, to be honest. I called here a couple of weeks ago, and it was a pretty electric atmosphere. Pretty quiet at the moment, fair to say.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I think maybe some of the locals are still rolling in from Cazalys possibly. So yeah, sure to liven up as we continue.
So the Wanderers, that's a good contested mark there, taken by Buckland. They go to the half-forward flank there. It's a one-on-one inside 50. He's going to go get it in there. Ed Simpson's down there. He's up against Green. Green wins it. Shark there, I think that's by Motlop. Round the corner on the right. Just across the face. 3 for 1 behind. And the ball to be brought back in by Hams. He goes wide with a beautiful kick to his acting captain today, Joe Farah. And he takes the mark on defensive 50. Chloe Hesse calling for it. Chloe Hesse has been a revelation this year. George, absolutely. Got a good footy pedigree. Played a lot of rep footy, junior footy in Melbourne. And is one of the more solid players in this Palmerston team. Mitch Taylor goes off the ground. Tyrell Louis running back with it. He can't take it in front of Waylon Davey, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Ruckman, Buckland up against Whack. Whack wins it. Topham can't take it. Picked up there by Lucas. Over the top, Baxter Mensch. Here's the call in board. He goes to Lambton. Lambton with a nice little one in board. And the mark there taken by Kane Proctor. He doesn't waste any time. He plays on. Mensch ran hard on the left boot. across the face of goal, 3-4-1 behind.
Very quick out the block so far, Palmerston, and of course saved their blushes with Rigney missing nearly to the right during that free kick. It's been something that the Wanderers have had some troubles with, a little bit of disciplinary action. Gave away a few goals a few weeks ago against the Districts at Norbuilt, and that ended up biting them in the rear as the game progressed. So hopefully there's very few of those.
Ball goes inboard, mark there taken by Grant. He switches to Weetra. Weetra, a little handball there to Totham, and Totham goes out wide of the mark taken by Motlop on centre wing. Palmerston with numbers behind here, so he's possibly going to go long down the line, which he does. Oh, it's through the hands there of Buckland. Slippery footy, still pretty sticky, pretty slippery out here. Very, very hot week, George. Pretty humid. Not a lot of rain this week, so it is pretty sweaty, pretty slippery. So that ball is going to almost play like a wet weather footy. So we get another boundary throw in. 2 ruckmen go up. Buckland's in front spot. Whack over the back. Whack wins it. O'Connell first to it. He gets the handball to his teammate. He's dispossessed of it there, and we'll get another boundary throw in right in front of us. Buckland, no one really clearly won that. O'Connell's floating around there. He did well there. He's chased by Mensch. He's got too many wheels for him. Goes in board. Risky kick into the middle. Lambton can't take it. Coming through, there's Mensch. He started well. 3 touches already. Whack kicks it into his opposition player. Picked up there by Harvey. Defensive handball back there to Hams. And that's Chloe Hesse running hard off half-back. Does well, gets around one. Little kick forward, marked there, taken by Tracy. He gives it to Varco. Varco is getting chased there by Dre Thompson. Here's the voice out the back. Gives it back to Tracy. Beautiful use of the footy, and he hits up there the leading Rigney. So that's his first mark of the day. He got a free kick earlier. Geez, a long way out, George. He looks confident.
Yeah, seems to be going for it. Given the umps, he's going to probably get his full 30 here and line back on considerable angle. And yeah, you're right, not too close in either.
Yeah, hard to tell from here. That would have to be just outside 50, right under the scoreboard. Gets a fair piece of it, right to the line, and rushed through there by the Wanderers. So 3 points to Palmerston, 1 point Wanderers, still goalless, 6.5 minutes into this first quarter. As Tyrell Louis takes the mark, and he hits up Marcus Totham in the half-back flank. Louis asking for it back. Totham's going to honour him. He takes it. Standing the mark there, Kane Proctor. Not a lot of movement forward again, so he's going to have to go down the line. Going, the biggest man there, Jabberson Priest, is the only one that went for it. Gives the handball inboard there to Motlop. Motlop shimmies one. That was Keenan Thompson. They've won this back here, Palmerston. Out wide there to Proctor. Proctor on his left boot. He's going to make his forward work, put it out in front. And Mitch Taylor, as he's done thousands of times in his career, gets a fist in there, punches over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, you really like Mitchell Taylor there, really much operating across that half-bank flank, and of course not only just being the captain gives him that authority to command himself. He just reads the game so well, and very valuable defender to have in any side is Mitchell Taylor.
The ball up, good body work there by the Palmerston player. Ball spills there to the front. Louis, who started well, gets a socket to it. Stevie Motlop there. He can't pick up. Tracy's in there. Ball spills out. Taken there by Butts, and he's wrapped up there by Charlie Lucas. Umpire Thomas Manning said unfairly, and Butson, who looks like he's playing on Mensch. So Mensch, one of the form players of the competition. George, couple of 40 disposal games. Been an absolute star recruit for Palmerston this year. So looks like Butson running with him early. Wanderers are going to go just inboard, not 15, handball to himself, picked up there by Tracy, feigns one, feigns two, knocked out in the tackle, right on cue, Baxter Mensch, to the centre-half forward position. Brody Newman read it best, throws it on the left boot, but it's only as far as Varco. Varco takes it 70 metres out, goes long. That's a great goal, Chav Varco. First goal of the game. Almost 9 minutes gone in the first quarter.
It shows you the composure there. You can't really replicate that, and of course a couple hundred games in the AFL will certainly do that, and he's going to have to fill a lot of shoes, as we mentioned in the pre-game, with Eddie Betts being out and straight away kicking that goal and giving some instructions to his younger teammates. So it's great to have a mentor that can also contribute on and off the field, and Travis Varco seems like one of those for the Magpies.
100%, 230 games AFL footy, two of the AFL powerhouses, Geelong and Collingwood. Now working at the Western Bulldogs. Hasn't played a lot of footy in the last 2 years, so I think he's only going to get better with each game, George, and that's a sign of things to come. So it's a pretty deadly forward line when you've got Varco, Betts, and the likes down there. So Wack wins that, right down to his rover. He's wrapped up. No chance of getting rid of that. He's wrapped up there by Boys. Umpire Bayment says, I'll have it. And Jabberson Priest versus Wack. Wack tries to take it out. He can't. Players fighting over it there. Spills to the Palmerston player. Wrapped up there by Motlop. Umpire's paid a dangerous tackle there. Palmerston won't argue. So that's a free kick there to McNaughton. They go inside 50 again. Ball goes over the back. Clees the first one back. Just keeps it in front of him. Mitch Taylor. He's got two around him. He's held in the tackle then, sure. Yep. Good decision there by Josh Cooper. He's held for about 2 minutes after that, George. That was...
Got some, hang time for sure.
So Mitch Taylor across goals. He goes to Louis, and Louis there goes to Brody Newman. Great kick. Out in front of Dre Thompson there. Picked up. Can't take it. Neville Jetta. Little one inboard. That's a good kick. Tracy. Good closing speed there by Newman, but still couldn't affect it. Tracy goes in the middle, didn't hit it that well, goes back to Hams. They use him as the quarterback. They switch this nicely, and they should have some space out there. Lovely kick from Hams. Mark taken by Harvey. Harvey goes inside 50. Again, clean bowls, everyone. Varco's there, spins him board, gives the hands there to his Palmerston player who's dispossessed on the kick. Oh, that fight, two players went hard at it then. Umpire says play on. Picked out of there by the Palmerston player. I'm not sure if that was Mensch or Proctor, perhaps Proctor, George.
Yeah, it looks like Proctor got up and in the pack there, collected the ball, and with all the calamity going on, he only saw the uprights and put now the Magpies in a bit of a interesting position. Early lead on, and some changes as well being made by the Wanderers. There's a couple of players getting in. Bit of a break, but certainly, yes, a fast start for the Magpies for sure.
Yeah, 5 scoring shots to 1. Wanderers wouldn't want to let him out too much. We've got a 666 warning here, I believe. That is against Palmerston, and the lights have just seem to have gone down. Or we lost a light, or... Anyway, it's just dimmed about 50%. The lights seem to be on. Not too sure what's going on. Ball back in the middle. Well done there by Lucas. Gives the handball to his running defender. Scraps one forward. Tyrell Lewis there. He leaves it and lays a shepherd for Motlop. Motlop can't grab it. Goes in. Picked up there by Matthew Motlop. Varco's there. He can't pick it up. It's a slippery footy. Varco and Motlop go at it. Two big names. One on the ground there, goes back, just sock it out of there by the Wanderers player, and fortuitously lands in the hands there of Tom Boys. That could have gone anywhere, but landed on his chest. So they're going to clear this from defence here. The two players go up. That's Big Schillerbeer, the biggest man on the ground by a mile. He's built like a brick Scheisenhausen, George. And it's a free kick there to Waylon Davey. He goes back to Neville Jetta. They like to switch Palmerston as well. Both teams like to switch, and they're going to try and get it the open side. It's hallmarks of their play. Battling over it there is Ed Simpson. He can't win it. Picked up there by Andrew Green. Gets on his left foot, goes down the line. That's a beautiful kick. And the mark there taken by John O'Farah. So John O'Farah is just going to chip one over the top. There's a couple of magpies there. Mench's run on hard. Always going to come back on his left foot. That's a great tackle there by Brodie Newman and holding the ball every day of the week. We just got the match manager in front of us having a look at these on the phone, looking up at the lights. So we can still play and there's still plenty of light, but we just... it's about 50% duller than what it was before. So I'm not sure what's happened. Ball on the outer wing. Picked up there by Weecher. Weecher throws it on the right boot. Palmerston have got players back there. Straight on the chest of Hams. Yet again, he's going to switch it. And he goes there to McNaughton. McNaughton on his left foot. Puts it out in front of Barco. Good body work there by Louis. Louis taps it back. Wanderers player went to ground there. Coming in and giving him some good support. Well done there. There's three of them there. They've got to work this nicely. They have chipped it forward. And chopping of the arms there, which was a good call. And Smith-Thompson wins it. He goes inboard, and the mark there taken by Arborn. Arborn goes dead centre. He gives it to Totham. Totham out wide to Thompson. They've worked this well. He's got to hit up this kick inside 50. O'Connell was there, but overcooked the kick. And Ashton Hams takes the intercept mark. He goes short to Jeddah. The acting captain, John O'Farah, screaming for it out here, takes the mark on his chest. Beautiful kick. He's now going to go back to Chloe Hesse. Don't gain too much from this. As I said, George, always looking for the switch, and that's why Ashton Hams is back there. It's very obvious watching him play that they want it in his hands directing as a quarterback from back there. And the mark there taken by Mensch. He's had 5 or 6 touches early. Uses the new rule to his advantage, gains 10 metres, goes down the line, however, only as far as Mitchell Taylor. He takes the mark over Waylon Davey. And Davey with a little one inboard there to Stevie Motlop. Stevie Motlop short there to Arborn. He tries to get the handball. They're almost stuffing this up. Back to Stevie Motlop. And goes wide, and the mark taken by Taylor. Dos Santos presents down the line. Taylor says, I'm going longer. Then changes his mind again and goes short there to Newman. Newman drills one inboard, chopped off there by Farah. Picked up there by Hams on his left foot. He drills one in. And that's good use of the footy inside 50. And the mark taken there by Proctor, who's kicked one already, has he?
Yeah, certainly on the board. And Magpies getting it forward again. They just seem to be the more polished side in terms of their final ball. Pressure's certainly on as well. A couple half opportunities for the Wanderers to come out of defence, and the Magpies are denying every opportunity, and it's now set up Kane Proctor.
So Proctor from about 48 hits it really well. And umpire says goal. Well done. That's Palmerston third goal, 3 goals, 3-21. Wanderers still goalless, 1 point, and we've gone 17 minutes in this first quarter.
Certainly very early on, but not the best way that you'd like to start any contest of footy. And of course, with the humidity very high, that ball is going to be very hard to win the best of times. And with the Magpies, of course, having a bit of a healthy home crowd to carry them along, they've certainly started the game the better of the two. But there is a long way to go, absolutely.
So we're playing 20 plus time on. Wax rucked the whole quarter, George. He must be extremely fit. So to ruck the whole quarter in any footy anywhere in Australia, particularly in this humidity and this heat. So he's obviously got a fair tank on him. He's got a massive spring on him as well. He's up against Ash Buckland, who's gone in there. Wins that. Ball goes to ground. One there by the Wanderers. Followed up there by Wack. Butson picks up. He's dispossessed. Weetra. Handball's there to his teammate. And they're going to go long towards half forward. It's a 2-on-2 there. Reckon that hit the Palmerston player on the head there. Ball goes to the back. Picked up by Green. Thompson there wraps him up. Spills to the Wanderers player. And then he hits up the leading Shillabeer. Not too much Chloe Hesse could have done about that. Shillabeer had a couple of metres on him. That's all he needed. Good kick. And from 25 metres out, sort of a 45-degree angle here. Camera right behind it. A chance to stick Wanderers' first goal through.
Certainly a proven goal scorer in his NTFL career. And my money's on it to go through. Darren Shillabia.
Oh, just faded to the left, just swung a little bit off the boot there. Hit it pretty well, through for a point. So they're still goalless, the Wanderers. Not the start they were looking for. Trying to wrestle back some momentum. Ash Hams will bring the ball back in. Former West Coast Eagle. I think he played for South Fremantle. I think he's played for Tiwi Bombers. Yep. I think he played for Cairns as well. So good to see him still playing footy after his career. He's going to go long. That's a beautiful kick. Well done. Mark taken out there by Tracy. He's got Stevie Lambton leading up for him. Ignores him. Runs himself in a little bit of trouble here. Hesse's going to go back. There's that switch again. He goes to Hams. He's quite content to control it. He's got a beautiful field kick. And he's going to go long. Outside defensive 50. Waxed, that was Mensch there, picked up by Butson. He goes inside 50, and the mark there taken by Ed Simpson. He's taken that at about 48. Sees something inside, and that's Big Shillabia again. Made him work for it. John Harvey didn't do too much wrong. He was right with him, but it was a good kick right out in front, and he's going to have another set shot for goal. He's probably going to kick it from about 40. And Wanderers would love this before quarter time.
Oh, for sure. I think maybe perhaps for a bigger forward like this, a shot from this sort of position, you might often prefer it rather than his last set shot on goal. A bit more to run through and put your foot through it. Shillabia comes in.
So the big fella, again, so hit it pretty well, just to the left. And they're peppering away, 3 points. Now into red time in this first quarter. So Palmerston 3 goals, 3-21. Wanderers 3 points. As they bring the ball out here, mark there taken by Green. Green on that left foot, goes down to centre wing. Players run after it, it's 2-on-1. Well done there by Newman. And he just gives his opposition player one to think about there. I'm not too sure where that came from. That was Jonty Patrick and Newman just getting into each other there. And right in front of the Palmerston interchange bench here, with Ryan Wharf looking to come on. We'll get a boundary throw in. So Buckland up against Whack. Buckland wins that. Beautiful ruck work down at Stevie Motlop. He goes there to Thomas Motlop, back to Stevie Motlop. Perhaps thought it had gone out of bounds, but he's done well. Through a chain of handballs, thrown on the boot there by the Wanderers player. Slips through the fingers, picked up there by Arborn. He's got a little bit of time, goes inboard. Oh, he was crunched by the Palmerston player there. It's come back to Arborn. Tracy tries to put some pressure on the kick there. Goes to the top of the goal square. The big fella's dived in on that. Yeah, good call there by Josh Cooper. The big fella dived in. He didn't have a lot of opportunity, but he dived in and was wrapped up, so that's the rule.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was a good call. So Ashton Hams again. He's been best on ground this first quarter on that left foot. It's a 3-on-3. Big leap there by John O'Farah. He can't grab. Picked up there by Ash Buckland, right on the boundary line. Ball spills over. We'll have another boundary throw in. 22 minutes gone. So umpire launches in, one there by Buckland, only as far as the Palmerston player, who is wrapped up immediately by Clee. Umpire Thomas Manning says, I'll have it. As we edge close to the quarter time, siren not too far away. Thomas Manning almost throws that on his head. Has called it back and said, boys, I'll go again here. Take 2, throws up, Buckland, Whack. Whack, geez, he's got a big leap, Whack, hadn't he? Picked up there by Farah, he gets collected. He came for a free kick, ran himself into trouble then, Proctor, right in front of the Wanderers bench, screen ball. Geez, he's not in a hurry to get it back. Got to be careful. And the free kick there to Thomas Motlop. So Wanderers be loving one just before quarter time. He goes down the line to the pocket. Big Shillabia is there. Simpson will be floating around. Spills to Arborn. Little handball in. They're going in hard. Well done there by Farah. Andrew Green's in there. And Palmerston have managed to withhold them at this stage. And we'll get another boundary throw in. Whack, Buckland, only as far as Proctor. Gets the handball there to Lampton, keeps it in front of him, little soccer. Jetta's running back. He's going to play this really well. Kept it in front of him. Umpire Thomas Manning says throw it in, and that is quarter time at Cazalys Stadium.
Yep, quarter time there. And of course, you're watching the AFLNT's coverage of the 2020-23 TIO NTFL season here. And we have Palmerston, who have raced away with an early lead. 3 goals, 3-21. Lead the Wanderers, no goals and 3 behinds. Had a very hotly contested first quarter. We'll be having a short break from here at Cazalys Arena and be joined with you with the second quarter.
To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makar. Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute rip order. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The round 5 Men's Premier League match here at Cazalys Arena between the Palmerston Magpies and the Wanderers. Second quarter about to get kicked off and underway. The Palmerston Magpies have raced out to an early lead, 3 goals, 3-21, and just the 3 behinds for the Wanderers. Final checks before we get ourselves underway, and it's those 2 men again in the middle. This time it looks like Priest from the Wanderers set to do ruck duties.
Whack, who rucked the whole first quarter and started the second quarter. So like we said, he must have a massive tank. Umpire John Bayman, he's not going to bounce it. He's going to throw it up. Ball goes up. Probably give that one to Priest. Good little quick handball in there to Farah. He taps it out in front of him. Picked up by the Wanderers player. Wrapped up there by Farah. Goes to ground. I think that's Clee. Here's the handball there to O'Connell. O'Connell to one-on-one out wide over both players' heads. Umpire's whistle goes. It's going to be a free kick there to Totham. He's looking to go. He's looking to go. He ends up going down the line. Probably rushed himself a little bit then. Narrowed his options. The ball goes out of bounds there, and we'll get a boundary throw in under the scoreboard on the outer side.
Yeah, it's one of those free kicks you get, and I think Stephen Motlop just kind of signaled it on camera there that perhaps should have gotten long, probably rushed with the free kick, and I guess squandered that opportunity.
Umpire launches in, Whack in the front. Down there to Mensch. Tracy there, up against the much bigger bodied Shillabeer. Nice little tap there. Comes to Thompson. He spins around, gets some lovely purchase on it, right at the top of the square. Beautiful kick round the corner. Got some good distance. 3 for 1 behind. His first score here in the second quarter. 1 minute gone. So Ashton Hams, probably, I thought was the best player in the first quarter, George.
Yeah, very serviceable. That experience, as you mentioned, that I guess that Tom Brady-esque role for his side, just facilitating and reloading players. Goes out of bounds there, but absolutely, it seems like him and perhaps Mitchell Taylor have that kind of similar role. Obviously, Ham is a little bit more built in that stature, but both very much, I think, facilitating that quarterback role for their sides respectively.
Yep. Stephen Motlop was good for the Wanderers so far. He's been good. Shillabeer's taken a couple of marks inside 50, a couple of shots at goal, has missed them. Mensch has been good, so the usual suspects on fire here. Let's see if Wanderers can find their feet. They did wrestle back some momentum at the end of that first quarter. So that's Arborn. He goes inside 50. Ball spills to the front there. Motlop, just a little tap there to Dom Grant. He throws it on the boot. Not a bad effort. But going back there, taking the mark is Chloe Hesse. They've manned up pretty well here. Clay Hesse not too sure where to go, so he's going to have to go long down there to a contest. It's Farah there versus Cabillo. Spills down there to Jono Farah. Picked up there by Dom Grant. Take 2 on the left foot to the hot spot. O'Connell's there. Keeps it in front. Through the legs. On the right. Boots. Oh, just half a metre high. Probably would have cleared the defender. And that was well done there. I think that might have been Proctor running back there. Got a handy fist in, through for another behind. So 5 points to the Wanderers, still goalless as we're in this second term. So Harvey gets it. He's had a good season, Harvey. Only as far as Shillabeer. Gives it a fair old roost right to full forward. It's a 2-on-1 there. Ball spills to ground. Picked up there by Hams. And Hams with a deft little left foot. He hits Mensch, who stands out in those red boots. As we said, a couple of 40-plus possession games so far this season. One of the better players in the comp. As ball goes out of bounds, we'll have another boundary throw-in under the scoreboard on the outer side. Whack versus Priest. Whack down to the front. Players after it. First one, there's O'Bourne. Feigns inboard, then goes outside. He did that really well. Down at the shoelaces of Shillabeer. He tried to claim it. Umpire said, I'm having none of it. Goes back in there, the big fella. Picks it up. Ball goes out of bounds, and umpire Josh Cooper says launch it in. So Wack and Priest, both players miss it. Spills there to Arborn, wrapped up by Mensch, manages to get a handball free. Goes there back to Mensch. He gets the handball there. Varco's lurking. Coming through was Tracy, who just said, stuff this, I'm going to soccer it forward. Only as far there as Brody Newman. He goes to Louis, back to Newman. And Newman on that right boot. Just a little dinky one out wide. Tried to hit Motlop. And we'll get another boundary throw-in. So I reckon we've had 7 or 8 boundary throw-ins in this second quarter.
Very tightly contested, and then the Wanderers managed to work space up to their forward line. And now slowly you'll have seen that the Magpies have worked it towards their centre half. And if they can manage to squander this ball into the forward line, it would be a devastating blow for the Wanderers' defence as it trails out of play. Throw in there signalled. But it just seems to be that final ball that the Wanderers are lacking at the moment. That gilt-edge touch. They've, like you said, had a few marks inside 50, and Shillaby has had his opportunities and snapped by Thompson as well. But they just need that final product. They're not playing bad footy, just needs a bit more polish at the end.
So Wack down there, Proctor there, picked up there by Weetra. Wack ends up with it, handballs over the top there. Proctor was on his favourite left foot if he could gather, but he couldn't. And we'll get another boundary throw in. Wack and Priest, Wack at the front. It's good ruck work. And well done there by Proctor. Wins the free kick, goes a little one inboard, and Wack, after that contest, has just run 20 metres forward. Priest didn't stay with him. And he takes the mark 45 out, and I reckon he's going to kick from 50 here. And despite all Wanderers' pressure and dominance this quarter, George, this could be Palmerston with the first blood of this second quarter.
Absolutely, would be a hammer blow. And the ruckman here, Tristan Wack, can he go Wack as well? Looks to be a penetrating kick off the boot, just narrowly wide, through for just a single.
So 7 minutes gone in this second quarter here at Cazalys Arena. Palmerston 3 goals, 4-22. Leading the Wanderers still goalless, 0 goals, 5 behinds. And I think the cricket was washed out, George, today. So probably more people tuning into this game. Friday night footy, the standalone Men's Premier League game tonight. Ruckman go up. One there by the Wanderers ruckman. Little handball there to Davey. Ducked. Motlop wraps him up. Little one forward. Picked up there by Clee. There's some pretty contested footy going on in there. Going in pretty hard. It's a fairly contested type of game. Lots of stoppages. No real free flow from one end to the other. They're sort of going... They're switching it from the back line, but it's pretty hot around the footy there. They're going in pretty hard. So, as we get a ball up 55 metres out. Umpire balls up. One there by Buckland. Spills there to the Motlop. Motlop, nice little handball to Tom Motlop. He goes there to Newman. He throws it on the boot there. Andrew Green's there. He's with the much bigger Jabbis than Priest. Priest on the boot, out in front of there of Smith Thompson. He's going at it with Tracy. Works Tracy off it and then taps to the voice. That was well done. Picked up there by Matthew Motlop. Handball over the top. Comes back there to Smith Thompson. Handball forward, only as far as Mensch. Mensch, I heard the voice, gave it to Jeddah. He was legged.
Yeah, and he'll get the free kick for it as well.
He'll get the free kick. Umpire says there's no advantage there, so he's going to bring it back, which will give Wanderers time to set up behind this. So Neville Jetta, the ex-Melbourne back pocket, played a lot of games. Jeez, give him Rose. That was a shocking kick inboard. Comes there to Stevie Motlop. Well done there by McNaughton. Just got a little hand in there. Picked up there by Chloe Hesse. Handball over to Varco. And Varco runs his first 10 metres really quick. Has it bounce. Runs his full measure. Kicks it inside 50 again. Not a great kick. Always to the advantage of the Wanderers. The mark there taken by Wheatra. He goes to Newman. Newman again with a little one out wide. He's not hitting his kicks great, Newman. No. It's very hard to criticise him. One of the best, if not the best player in the comp. But, just a couple of dinky little kicks today that haven't hit the target. So we get another boundary throw in. As we said earlier, Butts in there going everywhere with Mensch. Whack goes up, comes to Tracy, handballs back to Varco, spirals one forward, goes to one-on-one inside 50. It was well done there by Davey, never in position, but got a defensive fist in there, and we'll have another boundary throw in. I reckon that's 10-12 for the quarter.
No, it's been a good, absolutely start, and a passage of play like that is exactly what the Magpies would have wanted. Davey disguised that well and gained a lot of territory, and if they can get a good tap here, I'd back Whack to get a hit out to advantage.
No ruckman can clearly win it. The umpire off the play there has paid one. It was going to go to the Wanderers, and the umpires pay advantage. There's 3 there for Palmerston. They're going to win it. Well done there by Chloe Hesse. Gives a little handball to Jetta. Jetta drills one forward there, and the mark there taken by Proctor. So Proctor's kicked 2 for Palmerston, the only multiple goal kick on the ground. He goes to Tracy, who's playing a good game of footy from 55. Down there, Waylon Davies there, but coming across in front is big John O'Farah. He takes the mark, goes inboard to Varco, and just it wouldn't have gone too much further than 15 metres, I wouldn't think, George. Very unselfish there by Farah.
Absolutely. Fantastic bit of teamwork there, and it's good given old Travis Varco a prime opportunity to kick his second. And that would certainly give the Magpies some fair extended breathing room.
So kicking from 25, 30 metres out, Trav Varco puts it through for Palmerston's 4th goal. So he's got 2. Kane Proctor's got 2, and Palmerston go to 4 for 28. Wanderers 5 points, 12 minutes gone in this second quarter.
Absolutely, and for all their resilience so far, the Wanderers, the Eagles, they've succumbed now, conceding the first goal of the second quarter. They could have had 2 of their own. Now face that scoreline dragging out a bit more, and with the footy being so hard to win in those contested areas, a scoreline and a buffer like this is very handy at this time like this for the Eagles. Sorry, for the Magpies.
Umpire Tom Manning throws it up. Whack hasn't had a spell yet. I find that hard to believe. It's just in this heat and this sort of conditions. And he's rucking really well. He's playing a great game of footy. One out of there by Wanderers. First one there was Chloe Hesse. Handballs over the top. Only far there is Smith Thompson. Scrap there forward. That's Butson. He's gone down there to Chloe Hesse. To Harvey. A little one forward. Still smothered. Back to Chloe Hesse. Back to Harvey, back to Wharf, goes down the line. Newman, well done. He was behind then, but he made front position up against Farah. It was really well done. Doesn't have too much to go to, so he's trying to direct traffic. He's got no other option but to go long down the line, again under that scoreboard, over the top. Dre Thompson kicks it in the shins of the Palmerston player there, and the ball trickles out for another throw-in.
Just seemed like that Wanderers through Thompson were going to get their opportunity to break into the forward 50, and denied again by the Magpies. They're certainly standing resolute in defence, the home team.
So Whack, Buckland, Totham, Wharf. Tom Boys is there. Boundary umpire says out of bounds. So it's pretty stagnant, George. There's not a lot of noise in the crowd. There is some more people rocked up. You see a lot more people in the grandstand. The crowd slowly built throughout, but atmosphere is certainly not electric. I think it will come to life in a close game in the second half. So Baxter Mensch, back to the quarterback Ham, stays boundary side, goes long down the line to a one-on-one. In front there was Proctor, fisted away by the Wanderers player, and we'll have another boundary throw-in on centre wing. Buckland on, could have grabbed it in time, and another boundary throw in the forward pocket.
Yeah, and with definitely a good position here for the Wanderers. They'd want to get some reward for their effort. And a goal here would certainly ignite the spark for the Eagles.
Yeah, let's see what they can create out of this stoppage here. Ball comes there. Stevie Motlop round the corner. That's the man for it. Oh, I think he's won a free kick here. He might have got collected after he kicked it, perhaps. And umpire Josh Cooper comes in, says you're free kick, Stevie. Stevie marks the mark. So Steve Motlop, most people know the name, sensational player, coming up and playing for Wanderers this year after his AFL career, and has been in magnificent form and highly fancied for the Nichols medal, I would have thought. He'll be right thereabouts when that's counted at the end of the season, as Trav Varco comes off for a rest.
So certainly imperative that I would assume that Motlop comes through and uses his composure that he's earned in his years playing at the senior level. Slot this through.
Looks like he's hit it well. Umpire goes back, gives the two fingers, and that is Wanderers' first goal. So well done to them. They're 1 goal 5-11, trailing Palmerston at 4 goals 4-28, and we've gone 16 and a half minutes in this second quarter.
Yeah, very important and crucial goal kick there by the Wanderers. They have been playing some very good footy in this second quarter. A lot of gut-busting efforts from their players, and they've been in the forward 50 a number of times, and now it's proved telling. And Stephen Motlop, as you mentioned, the man who's really been on fire for their side this season. Could his goal here have them ending the quarter the stronger of the two? Another goal or two certainly wouldn't hurt for the Eagles going into half-time.
So ball back in the middle, whack. Clearly wins that one, over the top. Boys and Farah go at it. Well done by Boys. Goes out wide. If it goes out of bounds, it's going to be interesting what the umpire calls here. It's Cabillo's first there. Little handball over the top there. I think that was... Kicks one forward. Makes his teammate there, John O'Farah, that's his brother, work. Taken by the Wanderers. Thomas Motlop. Holding it off there was Farah. And he's going to go wide, and that's only as far as Buckland, so it's almost like kick to kick at the moment. Umpire says he marked that. It's a big Buckland. He's going to send it back inside 50 for the Wanderers. He goes forward. Clay Hesse read it the best. He's a good player. Has one bounce, streams out of defence, puts it right out there in front of Jonty Patrick. He can't gather. And we get a boundary throw in again on centre wing. They're taken by O'Connell. Handball over the top then to Matthew Motlop. Straight on the boot. That's the way to go. It's a one-on-one inside 50. Ed Simpson is there. Ball goes over the back. Gathers. Gives the handball back there. There's two Palmerston players, but it's taken there by the Wanderers. Motlop looking around. Drills one in board. That's good use of the footy there. And by himself inside 50, Dom Grant. 30 metres out. Directly in front. And this will be 2 in a row for the Wanderers and put them right back in this game of footy.
Certainly would. And it's the man who kicked there first, providing for now Dom Grant, Stephen Motlop getting that spark alight. And this would certainly lift the noise and the healthy travelling Wanderers fans as Dominic Grant comes in here. It's a very minimal angle
So Grant from 40, never hit it well off the boot. Always to the right, through for one behind. So this inaccuracy at goal, George could come back. It's a close game. Palmerston haven't pulled away. Wanderers have gained control back of this, and with some straight kicking, scores could almost be even, if not in front, going into half-time. So we're 21 and a half minutes gone. Not too far away from half-time. Hams brings it back in. Tracy running hard. Sorry, that's Jeddah. Well done. Takes the mark out in front. Then goes back, takes his time. Doesn't have too much to go to. Goes long down the line. It's a 2-on-1. Jonty Patrick did well there. Got his fist in there. Was up against the two Wanderers players, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Whack and Priest. Priest uses his bigger body well, spills out of Arborn. He's taken straight away, then goes back and lays a tackle on Mensch. Well done there by Farah. Gets it there to Lucas. Little handball there, out in front of Mensch. Decides to pick it up, overruns it. Little foot in there by Weech. Does well. This could be a chance for the Wanderers, and this is the transition footy we're looking for. All alone out here by himself is Butson. He's got a player forward there in Thompson. He takes the mark there. Siren goes. And Ashton Hams is going to man the mark there. Oh, 50. Said he moved.
So what might have been, surely will be a goal to end the quarter. And going into half-time, of course, still needs to be converted, but this should be elementary for Dre Thompson.
Geez, that's costly for Palmerston. So I can only presume the man on the mark moved. I'm not too sure. He doesn't mess around. Tom Manning, it's black or white, the umpire, so we can't say from here whether it was a correct call or not. But it's going to bring what was going to be a really, really tough kick on the siren for Thompson. Put him right at the line.
Let's put it through.
Put it through. So that'll give the Wanderers some confidence going into half-time.
Convincing stuff there from Dre Thompson. And it is, as you said, Clint, half-time here at Cazalys Arena. The Palmerston Magpies 4-4-28, leading the Wanderers there. 2 goals, 6-18. We'll have a bit of an extended break here, and we rejoin you shortly after for the third quarter.
Around about, and they just seem to be well drilled and well skilled. Oh, Guthrie misses it, kicked up by Jaden Magro, and Magro onto his left foot, goal, and it's a goal, the first goal of the match, 2.5 minutes in, Waratah leading.
Butters.
He's a good size, a left footer, kicks inside, forward 50 for the Magpies, that's their first foray, waiting at the drop of the ball, front and square, and the man got it. Arms up, Eddie Betts got one back. He's no doubt about that. Jeddah.
Oh.
He's gone. He'll kick this. He will kick this. He will snail it. And he has.
Here it comes.
Here he comes.
And the celebration. Look at them all get around him as well.
Knocked his arms, I reckon. It was bad luck. Anyway, Waratah have the footy. That's Cree. Cree kicks the ball beautifully. And Waratah have their chance now with the goal kicking.
Plays on. That looks like a
Onto
good
the left
kick.
foot.
That's a beautiful
55-metre kick.
Oh, wow.
Darcy Hope.
Oh, look at the kick. That's like a 60, 70-metre kick. Oh, too easy. That is too easy there to Waratah's Butters.
But a mark taken by Whack. Whack was dragged off the footy. Ball, they shouted, and the umpire agreed.
They don't know what to do with it.
And Varco nicely in. Goes by hand over the top, and Betts has got another one. That's much better, Palmerston Magpies. They're reducing the margin. Wills gets it out in the direction of Varco. Varco goes by hand nicely onto the left foot, Palmerston. They've gone coast to coast for Palmy Magpies. Quite right. Betts. Can he reduce the margin? Can he reduce the margin? Can he ever? That's his third. The Maggies, they're on the march. Oh, gosh,
Yeah, they're
plenty of
open
room
here.
They're up and away, Waratah. And a good mark, good kick, good mark. It's Hope.
Oh,
Kicks in Hope.
straight.
And he does it nicely. Darcy Hope, that's his second goal. Wharf, inside.
Oh, that's a dangerous kick. That's a lazy kick there, Butters, and the turnover, and they've got players
Cree.
out the back here.
Cree goes to Anchors. Anchors, thank you very much to Arnold Kirby, and Kirby kicks the goal. Well, there you go. If it wasn't over, it is now.
Up, they're still pressing, but on the other hand, Ayresy would be very happy that Waratahs haven't panicked. Here they can get another
Guthrie,
goal. There's 13
down
points
to
of difference
12.
now, or 12, sorry.
Waiting on a bounce, bounced off his opponent. Bounced off his opponent did Mummery. From outside, Mummery then sends it in, and it looks pretty good from here. So Mummery from that right forward pocket puts the Tigers further in front with their wines. No, in fact, it's Moody. Moody can turn it back inside. He's got Mummery. Mummery under all sorts of pressure. Wilson's in there. Mummery with a hurried left foot kick directly in front. Looks pretty good to me. Not at the head of the goal umpire, and all clear is given. Get it. Comes to Wilson, who balks the handball, then does a little short chip kick onto his teammate, who steps around one, then goes back, and Jack Hammond has put it through for his third. Opponent out of it, then gives a handball off. Here they come. This is Tipamata Miri. He's got a long kick. He just centres that kick, punched away there. Reading it beautifully off the pack.
There it is.
Couldn't quite pick that up.
It's number 17 for
but that
the
was
Tiwi
Jeffrey
Bombers.
Simon who read that beautifully off the pack. And the Bombers are on the board. Courtesy of John Tipalura. He's been very good today. He's on a run, has a bounce, then sets it up, trying to use that breeze, goes into the middle corridor. It's a contest, loose on the ground, sharking it off the pack there. I picked up that number as being Braden Puruntatameri, through for a goal. Harley Bennell then just puts it straight on the boot and kicks it. Tiwi really wanting to press forward now, really trying to keep him under pressure here as Coombs gets it, right foot snap at goal and puts it through. It's a great way to actually stay involved with the game if you can't play anymore, as Wilson sends it across the field.
Where's Brownie?
As they look up and set it up, and sending it long and through and strong for their next goal was by Nightcliff. Brownie might think he's half a chance here.
Come on, Brownie.
Ryan Moo, Nathan Brown
running
on
the
lead. Here we go with the big lead and
Brownie,
mark.
there it is.
So now Nathan Brown takes a big strong mark as he comes in.
It means the world to him, Nightcliff. I ran into him at the supermarket a couple of days ago, and he was talking about his 200th game, and he's kicked a goal.
Happy. So Nathan Brown kicks a goal in his 200th game here at Nightcliff Oval. Shillabere steps back inside, handball around to his running teammate, and that teammate looks like the skipper, Mitchell. And it's marked on the line. What a great grab, you would think. Simpson comes in, and the Eagles make the gap 8 points. On to Thomas Motlop. Not a great kick. In fact, it's ended up in Yaron's hand. Yaron from 50 drops it onto the chest of Cunningham.
They're going to get pinned if they try that. There's a couple of kicks there. They could have just pushed ball forward. They went backwards. And there's another.
Backland, Toa, front position. Oh, run up and clean through by Dane McFarlane. McFarlane from outside, inside, just in the 50 to Simpson, whose height just pays him directly in front. Simpson, from pretty much where he kicked his first, he's now kicked his second. But it's chopped off by Daniel Wheatra, who puts it over the top in the middle corridor. Dangerous. Picked up, though, by, is it Lant? No, it's picked up by Lachlan Stenning, and Stenning puts St Mary's on the board with their second goal. All St Mary's, although there's a turnover there. Mansell gives it on to Stephen Motlop. This is bread and butter for Stephen Motlop. The ex-Port Adelaide player centres it and picks out Keenan Smith-Thompson.
He lowered his eyes. He didn't blaze away.
Keenan Smith-Thompson just takes one step, turns right foot, kicks a goal.
Coming in towards him.
And he goes in short, so he doesn't back himself. Instead, he goes to Darren Shillabere. Sits it up long and high and straight. The goal umpire straddles, but it's the all clear given, so Shillabere opens his scoring account for tonight. Again, now he regathers. He goes in low off the fingertips of Mitch Taylor, though. Jack Musgrove had a chance to give it a Calder, didn't. Gives it to Mitch instead. Mitch Musgrove's inside out, right foot kick. It goal is a beauty.
Yep.
Well, is that enough to inspire the Saints? Calder is there, but he's well held by Newman. So he kicks it to Calder, who grabs a great mark. And it will be, and he has leant back into it and just snuck it in.
Yes.
So this is really important for St Mary's. Calder gets his first. Saints right back in this. We've got a 3-point ball game. Smith leads, opens up a space. Calder flies and grabs it.
Good grab.
And this is what makes this kick so important. And he just guides that through the middle. Jackson Calder puts Saints well and truly back into this in the fourth term.
Finds a target just outside 50. They work it forward again. Big strong mark. Great leap there from Brodie Lake down the body. Great body work there as well from Coulthard. He works it forward. Great use of the feet there.
Coburg Lions.
And that's Whelan. He'll kick the first of the goal. Well, first of the game. What a goal that was, Robbie.
Beautiful.
Mazzini gets the hit out. Stokes, he'll receive a handball. He'll take a shot on goal. It's gone through. First two on the board to the Buffaloes. They extend their lead. She'll be able to work the win from this angle. Gee, it's a big, long, straight kick. He's worked that perfectly.
Beautiful from the backman.
Goes to full forward, though. Whelan and Prime Train lurking. Clark, he got it through to Prime Train, to Tommy Bolt. Free kick going his way.
Nah.
So he runs around. Don't know if he's quite got it. He does.
That's the
Buff's now working it forward. Prime Train all by himself. Short, sharp one inside 50 to Robinson. He gets a hand.
It back
to Bolt.
Prime Train.
One on the left. He snaps it. Great goal.
Yeah, Prime Train there ran from half forward. Very important goal there. That's his second for the day for Tommy Bolch. Yeah.
Just shanks that one. So, again, no goals scored to that end of the field yet. Still alive, though. Palmer got the ball out. Snapped on goal by Bowles.
Just kicked it, has he?
He has. So, Paddy Bowles kicks the first of the second quarter. Got a few numbers back. Mazzini kicks it forward. Good mark there. Wasn't taken by Maney. Umpire has again called a free kick out. So he walks in and he's very happy with that one. A fist pump.
Ethan Maney getting the first for the day for the Southern Districts Crocs here.
Goes in board. Shannon.
To Pudney.
To goal. It's bounced through.
That's beautiful.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just prior to the commencement of third quarter here at Cazalys Arena, round 5 of men's Premier League action here, TIO NTFL season 2022-23. It's the Palmerston Magpies who currently hold a lead, and on the stroke of half-time, a slender one with the Wanderers kicking back in, and Clint with the Wanderers winning the second quarter, 2-3 just to 1 goal 1 of Palmerston. The start of this third quarter is going to be crucial for Aaron Motlop's side, isn't it?
100%, yep, 100%. And Palmerston probably in uncharted territory here. They've sort of come from behind a lot this season, perhaps against Tiwi, the only one they weren't. So, yeah, interesting to see how they go with this lead. Wanderers go inside 50 first. Hams, little handball to Chloe Hesse, and he's going to release out there to Mensch. He hits Mensch, takes it in the back pocket. Both teams setting up really well behind the ball. It's been very stagnant football. It hasn't been free-flowing. There's a lot of structure from both teams, manning up well. Newman, great body work. Farris says that was in the back. It wasn't. It was beautiful body work in the side. Takes a lovely mark. Inboard to Stevie Motlop, who will look to stamp his authority on this game in the second half. Runs around, drills it inside 50. Plenty of numbers back there for Palmerston. However, that is Thomas Motlop. He gathers round the corner, only as far as Clay Hesse. Takes the mark right on the defensive goal line. Clears to the outer side. Ball goes there to Tracy. He's probably been one of Palmerston's best. He gets slung in the tackle there by Clee, and has won the free kick there in his defensive 50. So I think Hams, Tracy, Mensch, a few of the standouts for me. I think also Kane Proctor George has played really, really well.
That's the one name I was going to throw in there if there was space. But yeah, he's certainly been serviceable as well. And of course, a 2-goal cameo from Varco has added that polish on the Magpies so far. But certainly it feels as though if the Wanderers can kick the first of this third quarter, that this game very much is back on. Of course it is. It's only 10 points at the moment, but that coming off half-time with the goal going into the sheds, and this first one here, if it comes for the Wanderers, would certainly turn the tide.
And probably better players for the Wanderers so far: Stevie Motlop, Tyrell Louis, Brody Newman, and probably, as always, the captain, Mitchell Taylor, down back there. So Varco's got a bit of space here in the middle. He hits the runner on the outside. That's Neville Jetta. He's going to launch one forward there. It's a 1-on-1 on 50. Jonty Patrick there. He can't take the mark. Tyrell Lewis right with him. Louis gave up the ghost then. Thought it was going to go out of bounds. Jonty Patrick said, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to grab it. Little handball there, taken by Wills. He's been quiet. Goes back in, grabs. Handball over the top to Patrick. Nice little knock on. Taken there by Lucas. He tries to hit up Varco. Newman read it like a book. Came over the top. Nice spoil. And we'll get a boundary thrown in Palmerston's 50. So Priest up against Whack. Whack, as we said, has rucked the whole game and looks like he's not going to have a minute's rest. That's quite a freakish effort. Picked up there by the Wanderers player. Pressure on the kick. Affected the kick. 10 metres down the line to another contest with the ball's off hands and over. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Whack in front, straight down at his feet, taken there by Lucas, feigns on the outside, taken there by Butson, good tackle. And he wins the holding the ball there. He's going to go right back to his defensive goal square. Hits up Smith-Thompson. He goes wide. They could work this well, Wanderers, if they use it, but they've dropped it there. I think that's Weetra. He decides, I'm going to get this out of here. Goes down. It's a beautiful kick to the advantage of his teammate there, Clee. He's going to tap in front, but there's a lot of black and white around. Well done by Jetta. Handball's over the top. Tracy gives it inboard there to Whack. Whack on the right boot. Goes forward. Just a hand in there by the Wanderers. Players affected the kick. And both players will reset around this boundary throw-in.
Yeah, certainly back and forth footy to start this third quarter. The Wanderers could have had an out and dropped the ball on their switch around play after getting that free kick in, and now the Magpies will look to come back into their forward 50.
So one there by Buckland, thrown on the boot there by Lucas, ball smothered, comes to the Wanderers. They're going to try and switch it here. No, they're not. They're going to go boundary side. That's a beautiful kick out there, and the mark there taken by Thompson. Thompson with a little one over the top. This is where both teams are struggling. They're really struggling to get it, move it quickly into their forward 50, which perhaps is a credit to both sides because they're both defending really well off the ball. And perhaps that could explain the number of boundary throw-ins we've had, as we'll have another one on the outer side. Ball goes in, taken there by O'Connell. He looks inboard. One-on-one there. Butson just holds his ground. Oh, he had a bit of space there, but he didn't pick up on the first grab. Taken there by Lampton. Running off half-back Jetta. Jetta's going to hit there, and Mensch, who spread well. That's Clohessy. Clohessy now, little one out to Mensch. It makes him work, and he takes it right on the boundary line. Wharf's just come on. Farah calls, feigns the handball to Wharf. Wharf's run on. He's got a bit of space here. Farah sells the dummy, runs 10, shanks one forward, not a good kick, straight to O'Connell. And he takes the mark. Again, can't move the football quickly. It's stagnant footy, and we're going to go back to the goal square. So that was Brodie Newman. He sends it wide there. I think that was Weitra. Weitra goes to Motlop. And Motlop goes inboard. The mark there dropped by Boys. He's got to go back and grab it. It's a contested footy. Wanderers, handball back. Motlop, handball to Newman. Newman goes inboard. Ball smothered. Cleese there, as well as Jonty Patrick. Players can't gather, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
Yeah, it certainly seems like the Wanderers are their own worst enemies at the moment, certainly playing themselves into danger here. And another stoppage in play.
One there by Buckland. Scrap forward. O'Connell goes off the ground, misses it, allows Mensch to gather. Mensch with the little one there, picked up there by Harvey. He throws it on his left boot forward. First to it there, Jonty Patrick. Little handball there. Back to the Palmerston player. I'm not too sure who that was. May have been
Jonty Patrick.
Jonty Patrick perhaps got it. Perhaps caught him wrong in that passage of play. But that's an important goal for Palmerston. They've been peppering away this third quarter, and that is the first goal of the third quarter. Palmerston 5 goals 4-34, leading the Muck-Mucks 2 goals 6-18.
Very important goal there for Palmerston, just to reassert their authority on the game. It seemed as though the third quarter was going to shape up to be like the second, a very tight contest between two sides, and then the Wanderers to pip a few goals through some opportunistic play. But Palmerston start this quarter as they look to have done the first and re-establish a solid 16-point lead.
Some by John Bayment, balls it up in the middle, one there by Whack. Shark there by the Wanderers, throws it inside 50. Thomas Motlop didn't realise he didn't have time to take it, so he thumped it over the back. Dre Thompson's there, he's playing a good game. Also there's Stevie Motlop, who's always going to be dangerous in this situation. Picked up there and thrown on the brute by McMahon. It's going to go wide. If it goes out of bounds, interesting to see how the umpire calls it. It doesn't. Smith Thompson's there. He manages to keep it in, runs to 60. Little chip to the pocket. Whack went early. Thomas Motlop wraps up a Palmerston player, spills to Whack. He throws on the boot. Massive right there by Varco. I'm not too sure what that was a free kick for. He got his hand to the ball, and anyway, ball goes to the middle. They've got some run-off half-back here. That's Weitra. He sends it inside 50. It's a long ball. Whack the Palmerston ruckman's back there. Jeez, he's a good player. He's all over the ground. He's rucked the whole game and getting back to the full back line, helping his teammates out. That's Waylon Davey there. They're trying to get him on the turnover here. That was given there to Proctor. He's taken out on the kick. Front spot there. That was Dom Grant. He goes to Newman. Newman again. He's not having a good game with the boot. Brodie Newman. Shanks one out of bounds. It'll be a free kick to Mensch. Mensch goes a little one there to Davey. Tries to use his body. He's first back. I reckon he ducked the head there. So if he got taken high, that was a good decision by the umpire. Oh, it looks like possible injury there, George.
Yeah, it's holding the knee, I think. Referee signalled that as well. Both Wanderers and Palmerston players signalling for trainers to come onto the field of play.
That's Waylon Davey of Palmerston. It looked pretty innocuous live, but hard to tell what happened in and under there. It sort of called for the trainers straight away, and they're definitely holding that left knee. So it will be time on, even though the clock's ticking. This time will be added on to the end of the quarter, so we'll probably get a slightly longer quarter. The two trainers will carry him off or make sure he goes through the interchange, which will enable him to come back on if he's right. It doesn't look like it, but they're sort of going straight off the ground. Oh no, he's going to try and make it at the interchange. So that's a good sign. He's going through the interchange, which is in his mind means that he thinks he can possibly get back on. And he's replaced there by Lucas. All right, so we're ready to rock and roll again. Thomas Manning throws it up, Whack wings it. Players can't gather. Another boundary throw in.
Yeah, scrappy play so far, and as we saw before, the trainer just having a quick examine there to Waylon Davey, a quick chat. Hope he can continue.
Goes over the back there. That's Wills in there. Dre Thompson keeps it in front of him. Little Soccer. Then goes again. Little Soccer. He's first after. Going in hard there was the Palmerston player, Ashton Hams. He was met there by Thompson. He put his body on the line, went after the ball. And that's good umpiring. The man going for the ball protected. And Ashton Hams, who's playing a bolter of a game, he looks really, really good. Best on ground for me. Goes to possibly one of the other best on the ground, Mensch. He's starting to really work himself nicely into the game. Down to centre half forward. Brodie Newman with another fist in there. And we'll get a ball in. Players go up. Taken there by Motlop. Beautiful work. Feigns one. Gets the handball out there. Thrown on the boot by the Wanderers players. Down to a one-on-one. He's taken there first. Wanderers screen ball. That's Thomas Motlop. It ends up coming to Butson. Butson from 60. That's a beautiful kick inside 50. And Mitchell Taylor for the Muck-Mucks has gone forward. Right under the Palmerston grandstand. We didn't see him sneak forward there, George.
Captain snooping forward. The reliable backman now look to be reliable in front of goal, but tell you what, this angle is certainly not for the faint-hearted.
I like it. I reckon he's a, yeah, I like it. I like the move of him forward. If he can snag a couple, this is a very, very tough kick. So he's going to kick it on right on the intersection of the boundary line in the 50 to the top of the square. Big Shillabeer and Simpson are down there. No players can gather. Wax down there and Wharf for Palmerston, and they rush it through for a behind. And it's going to be kicked in there by Chloe Hesse. He's looking to move it quickly. He sees something on this outer side. It's a one-on-one, so it's John O'Farah there. Oh, well done. Probably wasn't, the kick wasn't suited to him. Runs 5, throws on the left boot forward. And that is out of bounds on the full, right in the Palmerston interchange. They're saying it wasn't on the full. Boundary umpire saying yes, it was. There's going to be a free kick there to Dre Thompson. Going to go a little one inboard, and the mark there taken by Wheatra. Looking inboard, looking to switch. and he's going to switch it right the way back to his defensive 50. So he goes all the way back there. Mark taken by Matthew Motlop. Now they've gone through the centre, taken there by Smith-Thompson. Back to Motlop. Now to centre half forward. They've sort of gone the long way around here, right to on the head of the ruckman Whack. And umpire's plucked one here, and it's going to be a free kick to Big Shillabeer, who's gone out of the game since the first quarter. Man on the mark on the attacking paint of the centre square. That's a good kick inside 50, and the mark taken by Dos Santos.
Yeah, it was a good forward entry there by the Wanderers, and Shillabeer dropping a little bit further down the ground, taking a grab and earning a free kick, and now set up as Dylan Dos Santos. More typically a backman, but of course Patrick pushing forward too, and perhaps a bit of a rejig from coach Aaron Motlop as he comes in.
Dos Santos just across the face, always across the face, through for one behind. And we got a 15-point ball game, 15 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter here at Cazalys Arena. Crowd slowly built. A bit more energy this quarter, a lot more energy from the bar coming upstairs. So crowd getting into it now. Ball goes over the back. Tracy, there's a collision course there. Well done by Weecher. He's going to send it in there, and there was a couple of muck players there. Big Shillabeer said, that is mine, boys, and he's going to go and have another set shot.
Crucial that he puts this one away. He's had a couple glances at goal already, Shillabeer, and it's great taking them, but you need to start converting them, and that's certainly been the message so far in this third quarter. They've had a fair amount of the ball, the Wanderers, and they are transitioning into their forward 50 very well, and this would be just desserts for the effort so far.
He's going to kick it from about 48. I was going to say distance isn't going to be an issue, but it's gone across the face, and Palmerston rushed that through. So he's had three set shots at goal up that end, George, and that one didn't make the distance, and the first two missed. So it's going to be a close game of footy. We all knew that when we come here. These two teams very evenly matched up on paper today, and could prove costly at the end. So Palmerston around the outer side, a little bit of a hospital kick. Whack did well. He takes the mark, goes down the line. Good fist in there by, I think that might have been Brodie Newman, perhaps. And we're going to be able to throw in on direct centre wing.
But they've had two more scoring shots at goal, the Wanderers so far, although it doesn't show it on the scoreboard with the Magpies currently holding a 13-point lead.
Whack in front, got good body position, but went through his hands. Picked up there by Motlop. Slams on the boot, goes very high. First one to it there was O'Connell. He couldn't pick up. Goes back for a second crack. Goes back for a third crack. He's dumped after it. Umpire said, play on. Shanked there forward. Picked up by Palmerston. Mark taken there by Jetta. Now they're going to switch this well, and that's Tracy. Geez, he's playing some good footy. And that wing is a really, really hard runner. Wanderers got some numbers back there, but it goes over Newman's head to the captain there. Oh, no, that's not the captain. Thrown on the boot there by McMahon. Ball goes, I think that's Davey down there, so he's come back on. But a kick wasn't really to his advantage, and it made easy work there for the Wanderers. Through for a behind. Palmerston moved to 5 goals, 6.35. Wanderers 2 goals, 9.21. And starting to free up a little bit. They're starting to transition the ball easier from end to end. So much better footy this third quarter. Mark they're taking. Kick goes out in front of Smith-Thompson there. Sorry, that is Thomas Motlop. Aston hands right with him. Plays over the ball, comes to Whack, little handball out, Tracy again, ball slippery, he drops it, sliding in there, putting his head over the ball. I think that might have been Harvey. Oh, no, sorry, that was McNaughton. He wins it for Palmerston. Long clearing kick out of defence down there. There's two Wanderers. Dropped chest mark. Picked up by the Palmerston player, and he was immediately wrapped up. Umpire Bowman says no chance to get rid of it. I'll have it, and we get another stoppage. It's a big Jabberson Priest in there. He wins that one. Ball goes down, taken by Stevie Motlop. Little handball back. He gives to Weitra. Weitra goes one forward, doesn't hit it really well. Spills over the back there a little bit. Ed Simpson asking for a free kick for a throw. Umpire doesn't agree, and we get another boundary throw in. Something about this Palmerston Oval, George. I did a game here a couple of weeks ago, and I reckon we had 30 to 40 boundary throw-ins, and again this tonight. So players go up, whack, gives it a whack, dribbles inside 50. That's got to be in the back, surely. Yep. And that's a free kick there to Neville Jetta. Oh, it's a risky kick wide. Farah's there. Motlop read it well. Intercepts the mark. Farah goes back in. Comes there to Mensch. Always going to spring around on that left foot. He clears. And all alone out here is Tracy. Now they can go here. Tracy takes it inboard. That was a good shepherd there from Wharf. Has two bounces. Shanks a shocking kick forward. Ends up fortuitously in the hands almost there of Davey. But Newman's there. And the Wanderers are just going to work this out of bounds, I would have thought. And right on the three-quarter time siren. Geez, that quarter went for 20 minutes and 53 seconds. There was only 53 seconds of time on.
Didn't allow too much, that's for sure. And three-quarter time we brought to an end. 5 goals, 5 the Palmerston Magpies leading a inaccurate Wanderers 2 goals, 9-21. And a bit of a shorter quarter there, but some good showing so far. I think the Wanderers are very much in it. If they can realign their kicks to goal, I think they might be in with a chance going into the fourth quarter, Clint.
Yeah, game on, game on. Definitely opened up that quarter. So, big game for Palmerston. They're looking to cement their good start to the year, and Wanderers wouldn't want to go 1-4 or 1-3 with the bye. So, yeah, good last quarter of footy coming up here from Cazalys Arena.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth quarter about to kick off here. Cazalys Arena here in Darwin on Larrakia Country. Round 5 of the men's NTFL Premier League between the Palmerston Magpies and the Wanderers. It's currently the Magpies with a 14-point lead. 5 goals, 5, 35 to the Wanderers. 2 goals, 9, 21. And referees all good and ready to get us up and kicked off and underway.
All right, 14-point margin. Round 5, NTFL 2022-23. Gains on the line here. Should be a ripping last quarter. Picked up there by Lambton. He goes on his left foot wide. Mensch spread well from the contest. He takes the mark. He's going to send it there forward. Can't take it. Wills gets a little handball. Varco realised he was going to get wrapped up, so just knocked it on. Newman, who's been like a brick wall as he is most weeks there, gets it. Handball's there to Cabillo. Cabillo throws it on the boot forward, but only as far there as Clohessy. Lacks a lot of size compared to Shillabia. Similar height, but almost half the frame. So you'd think the Mucks would want to get it one-on-one to him. Mensch, just adding to his stats, goes in board. Risky kick to Harvey. Motlop was right with him. Harvey on his left foot, goes inside 50. Worked under the ball there, the Palmerston player. And George next to him is giving the 2 hands in the back signal to push, which we agree with. So it's going to be a free kick there to John O'Farah. Man on the mark there, right on the 50. Just stabs one forward into the pocket. They got back well there, the Wanderers. Never any danger there. And umpire Bayment says throw it in.
Oh no, free kick there to the Wanderers. It must have gone out of play, I think, on the full.
Okay. The Wanderers back there. Risky kick to O'Connell. They got the loose one out here. They got a man up on Newman. He's rebounding every single ball out of the back line here. Gives the handball to Weecher. Has one bounce. Runs his full measure. Little chip over the top there. And the mark there taken by Louis. Louis started really, really well. Gone out of the game. He's got Clee running with him. Gives him a handball on the outside. Clee goes down there to Shillabia. That's Simpson. He drops it. Handballs there. Spills out to Thomas Motlop. He goes forward. Palmerston have got numbers back here. Comes to Neville Jetta. Handball over the top. Whack. Gives the handball there to Mensch. A missed tackle there by Totham. Allows him to spin round on his left foot. And he goes wide to Wills. Wills with the little dinky one forward. Jonty Patrick can't take. Spills there to big man Shillabia. Bends down. Picks it up. Didn't have anything to go to, so he just maintains possession and goes back there to Weetra. Weetra goes in board, doesn't hit his target. Whack, beautiful, well done by the big man. Picked up, gives to Tracy. Tracy runs to 70, goes long. Oh, well done there by the Wanderers, dropping back, and the mark there taken by Grant. So it's much open footy now. This is much different to how this game was played in the first 2 quarters. The ball comes out there to Louis. It's going end to end. So who's got some fuel in the tank? Ball goes in the middle there to O'Connell. O'Connell goes inboard to Motlop. Umpire says play on. Motlop, not a lot to go to. High ball, inside 50. Good body work there by Hams. Just got nudged his opposition player out. He's going to go on his left foot. Feigns boundary side, drills one wide, and the mark there taken by Green. So last week's Rising Star nominee, Andrew Green, who went to play under-18s football in Melbourne, but did his shoulder as soon as he got there. So he's back playing, which is good. He's a gun from Tennant Creek. Palmerston have switched this wide. They've worked this inside the 50, and the mark there taken by Patrick. Only a small bloke. I reckon he's too far out. Looking to dish off. Goes in board. Farah was there. Butson was there. Comes to Wills. Oh, well done there by Smith-Thompson. And the Mucks are going to clear. So it's end to end. Oh, Clohessy did well. Went back with courage. Got his hand to it. Spilled only as far as Mitchell Taylor. Kicks it to his teammate who fell over there. That is Smith-Thompson. Comes out to Mensch. He's wrapped up. Gets his kick away. And that's Varco. They've got plenty of numbers back here, the Wanderers. So Barco's just directing traffic. I think the umpire must have called play on because the man on the mark crept forward. Little kick there to Waylon Davey. He's got Chloe Hesse, who's run from behind from 60, launches one forward right to the top of the square. Palmerston player there got good position, couldn't pick up. Jonty Patrick on the right boot. However, a boundary umpires the judge that ball was out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in the forward pocket for Palmerston. This is where Eddie would be handy, George.
Absolutely, but very much end-to-end stuff now. A very open game, a lot of hands on heads and on hips. Very much tasking contest.
Yeah, definitely a lot of numbers around this stoppage. O'Connell there. One there by the marks, thrown on the boot, clears outside 50. Andrew Green and Wacker there. Wack, they just keep it in. It doesn't really work to the advantage there. Wharf's there. Thought that ball went out of bounds. Wack gets it, throws on the left boot. Little bit skew-iff, but it's going to be okay. Comes there to Harvey. Harvey goes inboard, and the mark taken there by Proctor. Proctor's kick 2. The man on the mark there right on 50. Thought he might have had a shot there, but there was no need. And Mensch, one of the most dangerous players in the competition, has found space inside 50, which is quite hard to believe. And he's going to have a shot, you would have thought, even though he's looking to give it off. So Mensch, very important shot for Palmerston. Runs around. Umpire says play on. Has hit it really well. Ball goes there. Newman's claiming touched. Umpire says no. Newman not arguing that much. Arguing probably more with his opposition players. That's a very important goal to Palmerston. 20-point ball game. 6 minutes gone in this final quarter.
Yeah, it was a great goal there by Baxter Mensch. He's done no damage to his Nichols medals votes for sure. He certainly rose into the game further from half-time onwards, dictating play a lot more, looks to be pushing a little bit more forward, but important couple goals there for the Magpies, certainly re-establishing their healthy buffer, 20-point lead. Almost 7 minutes gone.
So we've got a 6-6-6 here against Palmerston, so they've already been warned, so that's going to be an automatic free kick there. So Javison Priest, that's it, bombing inside 50, spirals one in there, ball goes long, spills there to Stevie Motlop. That makes football look easy. Motlop around the corner, and Wanderers pinch that back straight away, back to 14 points.
Just the response that the Eagles needed, and satisfying to watch, I guess, in person as much as it would be on the NT News live stream there. A famous snap around by Stephen Motlop. He's done a fair few of that in the highest level, I think, and his Eagles will be thanking him for that. He's narrowed the gap there back down to 14 points and hopefully arm wrestling the momentum off the Magpies.
Yeah, costly 6-6-6 there. Josh Heath won't like that. Game on the line. Very important game to help set their season up. So ball back in the middle. Priest and Wack go hard at it. Barco, little handball to Mensch. Mensch on the left foot. Goes inside 50. Farah's down there. Ball spills to the front. And Farah, I wasn't sure he got first hands on that, but umpire said he did. And that's a really good contested mark inside 50. And we could have 3 goals in 2 minutes.
Yeah, strong mark there from captain stand-in tonight, Josiah Farah. Seen him go back and kick many a goals in his NTFL career, and this is certainly one for the picking. And a hit back straight away from Motlop's goal. Comes in Farah. As fine as you like it. Josiah Farah points to the stands and hits back immediately. Magpies back on the board. That 20-point lead re-established.
So this game almost flipped on its head compared to the way it was played. First half completely stagnant, a lot of stoppages, a lot of numbers behind the ball. It started opening up in the third quarter, but particularly this last quarter, it's just gone end to end. And yeah, we've seen three goals now in 2 minutes. And again, the clearance there, one Stevie Motlop really starting to work in this game. Goes to Jabberson Priest. He doesn't mess around. Throws it on the boot long. A little bit ill-directed and dropping back there, taking the mark. Parry. Haven't called his name a lot, but we probably won't for Palmerston. He's a genuine full-back and he's going to do a job every week. Mitch Taylor up there playing forward for the Wanderers. And Parry in the pocket hits up Green. Green goes short to Hams. John O'Farah, the tall, presenting down the line. Hams says, I don't need ya. He goes short. Kick didn't hit the target in Proctor. Bounced off him. Probably won't be happy with that, Palmerston. They've handed down this to a 50-50. They were in possession of the ball there and could have cleared it. Be a boundary throw in on the 50. Ball goes over the back. Arborn lands in his hands. Shillabeer, Simpson. Parry tries to claim it. I don't know why, because he never got first touch on it. Comes to Hams. Oh, ball goes out of bounds. We get another boundary throw in.
Yeah, it's a dangerous spot here for the Magpies, especially if they can lock it in here, the Wanderers. Perhaps snatch a sneaky goal.
Ed Simpson wins that. Umpire off the contest, Thomas Manning, has called one. A little bit of confusion of who it's going to go to. It's I don't think the players... Motlop's claiming it. I don't think anyone knows what's going on. He's wrapped up. Well, I'm confused, George. I've got absolutely no idea what's going on. End of the story. Varco gets it. He clears. Newman's going to be first back there to it. Nice shepherd there laid by Cabillo. Picked up there by Newman. This is better footy. Crowd's getting into it. Well done there. That's Dos Santos. Handball forward. Umpires collected. Players down. I didn't see that, George. Do we have a collision between the boundary umpire and a player, possibly?
Yeah, I think an unfortunate incident there. The Palmerston player tried to shepherd the Wanderers player off the ball, and it happened to shepherd him straight into the boundary umpire there.
And that was Dos Santos. He's a fair lump of a man, and the poor boundary umpire, he's back to his feet. So anyway, we've worked it out. We're going to have a ball up. I'm still confused what happened forward there with Motlop. I don't know. I don't think anyone knew. Anyway, ball comes there to Louis. Little handball. Wasn't meant for himself, but he went back and got it. Jabberson Priest had a good last quarter. Throws the little one forward, and the mark there taken by Smith Thompson, who's been really good. He goes out wide. Big Shillabeer down there. Dives on it. Varco's on him. Umpire called that very quickly and said that ball's not coming out. I'll have it. So still 20 points. They need one soon, Wanderers. Priest up against Whack. Totham wins it. They got a number behind the ball here. And the mark there taken by Hams. To Tracy. And goes a little one there to the standing captain, Farah. Runs full tilt. His first 10 metres done well. Handballs there to Jetta. Palmerston just playing around with it. Wheels back to Jetta. It's a slippery footy. Oh, both players went in hard then. And he's caught one, the Wanderers player there. There was nothing malicious, venomous about it. No. It was just two players went really, really hard. I think it might be big Jabberson Priest there for...
Certainly doesn't look in good shape at all.
Neville Jetta caught one last week. A couple of weeks ago he came off going into a similar contest like that. So, yeah, in my eyes, there was nothing malicious in that whatsoever. So that's a free kick there to Jetta, I believe. Jabberson Priest is up, which is good. And Jetta goes in board. Geez, there's a man on his own, and if the kick had a hit, they would have been away. It didn't. It's won there by the Mucks. Handball there, taken by Dos Santos. Dos Santos doesn't hit his kick either. To a nest of Magpies. Handball there to Lambton. Lambton to Hams. And Hams to Tracy. Tracy pushing his Nichols medal votes, I would have thought. He's been outstanding today. The switch is on out wide, and Wills takes the mark 55 out. Mucks have got numbers back. Jetta's run on. Takes the mark. No closer. Still probably 55 out. He's going to go back to Wills now. Wills needs to play on and go here. He doesn't. Still at 55 out. So it's back where it started. And back to Jetta. The umpire calls play on. Jetta right to the hot spot there. Drills one long. Players go up. I reckon that was John O'Farah. Couldn't grab. Handball to Newman. Newman on the boot. Goes to the big ruckman. Neither can get it. Spills to Buckland. Does his roving. Ball knocked out in the tackle. Oh, umpire called high tackle there. Didn't see it from here, but that's just... Okay, and that's going to be a free kick there to Jetta. He's always in the wars, Jetta, because he puts his body on the line. And he's just giving Mensch a signal out there to run on. Goes to Wills. He was always going to give it to Mensch. Mensch on his left foot. Goes right to the top of the square. The brick wall, Newman's there. Doesn't matter. Spills there to Tracy. Tracy on his right boot. Deserved the goal. He's playing a sensational game. Couldn't manage one. Through for a point. We've got a 21-point ball game. Getting desperate now for the Wanderers if they want to pinch this. They obviously need the next goal, and they need to do it quickly. So... drilled one in, and the mark there taken by Matthew Motlop. Matthew Motlop goes long, over the back there. Schillerbeer was sitting there waiting for it. Important hand in there by Palmerston. Picked up by Clohessy. Over to Hams. Always looking to get it in his hands. He plays as the quarterback for this team. To another good user of the footy, Andrew Green. And that Tracy, who was down the other end of the ground 30 seconds ago, to Mensch. And they've worked this really well, Palmerston. They need to get hands on the footy, the Wanderers. Back to Tracy. Over the top, they got the extra number. Ball comes there to McNaughton. McNaughton on his left foot. To a one-on-one. Magpie player goes up. Farah in there. Wanderers player went in harder. Farah goes in over him. Wraps him up all over him. Umpire says, I'll have it. Lows go up. Since Wanderers just raising it a little bit, their intensity around the contest, I think they realise, George, it's now or never. They come to Cazalys to get the points. They really don't want to go 1-3, as we said. They want to stay in touch with the pack, and this will set Palmerston's season up. They'd be pretty content with the start if they can pinch this win. That's a free kick to the Wanderers. O'Connell on his left boot, doesn't hit it well. And the only one ever was going to mark that was Jetta. Umpire calls play on. Ed Simpson closes him down. Jetta with a beautiful kick in board, and the mark there taken by Whack. Oh no, umpire's called 50. Did you see that, George?
Yeah.
What was that for?
Run across the mark from the Wanderers player, and regardless of the score results on this, it's absolutely territory gained by the Magpies, and it's time not wasted, but of course that clock is creeping ever so higher to the disadvantage of the Wanderers. And we'll see if Whack can go Whack from this distance, or ultimately set up a teammate in the square.
Well, this would close it out. This would seal the deal. He's rucked the whole game, Whack. It's a freakish effort in this heat. Sprays it to the right. So we've got a 22-point ball game. So Wanderers need 4 goals, probably only 4 minutes left. It's very hard to see them. They go down the middle, picked up there by Weitra. Little one out there to Newman. He can't gather. Palmerston will be happy with that. They can lock it inside their 50, and it looks like Palmerston are going to record the victory.
Yeah, we'll bring up their third victory of the season, and I believe going into the bye next week. I could be mistaken, but certainly a good way to respond, or a narrow defeat by the Waratahs last week. They were coming back that one hard, just ran out of time, it seemed.
Yeah, they could be around the money this year, Palmerston. Geez, Wanderers player looks hurt here. He's gone down. Clutching. Oh, perhaps a shoulder there. Or perhaps a collarbone or a shoulder by the way he's holding that. I think that's number 4 there, Dom Grant. So, poor fella, not what you want with only a couple of minutes left in this game. He looks in a lot of pain.
Seems to be holding his shoulder within his jumper, so
yeah.
Doesn't look good.
So Brody Newman, rightfully so, right down the guts. Simpson goes up. Shillaby, believe it or not, does the roving, only as far as Hams. They played this well, Palmerston. You've got to give them credit. Wanderers came at them hard. They opened the game up in the last quarter. It almost looked like we were set for a really good finish, but Palmerston have held on, and the way they've closed this game out has been impressive. And this bloke particularly, I think, along with Mensch, has been BOG. Speaking of the devil, clear push in the back. Umpire the whistle to the mouth, didn't pay it. Ball comes there to Smith-Thompson, goes round the corner. And also Neville Jetta has been sensational in this last quarter. Just tells his troops to slow it down. Short to Mensch. Mensch to whack, can't take it. Lampton coming in there, Ed Simpson. Held him without the footy, which I think was a good call, and Lampton will win this free kick. Newman back there, positioned himself really well. A credit to him, George. Oh, he's going off his face, Newman. He's going absolutely bonkers. He doesn't like that decision at all. Believes the man encroached on the mark, should have been 50. So it's going to be a free kick to Davey. Barco thought it was his. Umpire says, no, it's yours, Whalen. So Whalen, after look crook earlier, perhaps we thought he had done a knee or something. It's good to see him back on the ground. Looks like he might lining up for a barrel.
So I'm going to test his knee. Contact. Or...
He's hit the barrel, hasn't hit it well. Gone in the pocket. That's Varco down there. John O'Farah. And there's the siren.
There it is. Full time. Palmerston Magpies 7-7-49 have closed this one out. Wanderers 3-9-27. Certainly was an up and down game, but it seemed like in the crucial moments of the game, the Magpies just had the say and were able to kick on top of the Wanderers' resilience. Certainly a great game for a couple of players on either side. Clint, any mentions for, I guess, best on grounds for either side?
Look, I thought Mensch for Palmerston, George, I thought he was sensational, along with Tracy. So I think Tracy was on a West Coast Eagles rookie list, I believe, and also Neville Jetta, I thought down back there, along with Ashton Hams, was sensational. So not trying to name drop the AFL players, but I thought Neville Jetta, Ashton Hams, and I think it's Anthony Tracy, do it really, really good. I thought Brody Newman for the Wanderers was sensational down back. Stevie Motlop, always going to be around the money. Totham started well. Louis started well.
Just seemed as though a little bit of a quieter game from the usual suspects from the Wanderers, those that you expected to get in the contested possession and get a few touches. Your Bo O'Connells, your Mitch Taylors, they started promisingly but sort of died out towards half-time in the second half of the match.
Yeah, I agree with that. Thomas Motlop usually gets a ton of it. Matthew Motlop, I mean, they were serviceable, but but not standouts. Credit to Palmerston, they closed this game out really well, and
they certainly have, and they'll head into the bye with renewed optimism after that narrow loss last week, and a bit of soul searching to do for the Wanderers. But in the meantime, it's been a pleasure to host you tonight. My name is George Skufezis, and it's joined by Clint Firth in the box here. Stay tuned for more round 5 action as this weekend as tomorrow. First up, we have a match on the Tiwi Islands with the Bombers hosting Pints. They'll be broadcasted live. I assume you'll be there to call that one.
On the 7:30 ferry, mates. That's going to be
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. A safe rest of your Friday, but don't go anywhere with that match from Tiwi tomorrow afternoon.